Well, as Operation Midway Blitz targets illegal immigration efforts in Chicago, new video is sparking claims that federal agents are using excessive force in the country's third largest city. Now, this video you're seeing here shows what bystanders say was an unnecessarily rough arrest, with officers appearing to choke a man. The Department of Homeland Security says he was a suspect in a theft in progress, though the agency disputes that he was choked or tried to be choked. The video is making the rounds as investigations are launched over the ICE facility in suburban Chicago. Well, NewsNation's Mills Hayes is at that ICE detention center in Broadview, Illinois. So, Mills, more protests are expected there this morning. What's happening behind you? What are folks telling you on the ground?
Good morning, Anna. DHS says that so far they've made more than 900 arrests in Operation Midway Blitz since it began nearly a month ago at this point. And tensions are high, especially here at this Broadview ICE facility, as we've seen U.S. citizens detained this week and ICE raids happening at an apartment complex on the south side as well as at a homeless shelter. But I want to show you this new safe zone that's been put up by Illinois State Police. You can see that sign over there, protest area, stay off the street. Broadview Police Department also on the scene as well. We actually just spoke with Broadview Police Chief Mills, who was here on the ground. Now let me show you where these vehicle barriers are, and this is where the protest zone is at. On my left over here is going to be where the protests are expected to happen, and then on my right on this side is where counter protesters are supposed to be. And I actually spoke with an Illinois State Police officer within the last hour who tells me that if people are in the middle of the street, protest, whoever, they could be arrested. Of course, we know that many of those protests have happened up near where that fenced off gate is, but we are seeing this protest grow. We are starting to see more groups get involved, especially veterans groups as well as civil rights organizations that are all pulling in to protest, especially after we saw an arrest of a veteran earlier this week, including a 70-year-old Air Force veteran, Dana Briggs. That arrest happened earlier this week, and also the release from court of Paul Ivory, who was accused of threatening to kill an ICE officer during a demonstration, and allegations that federal agents have used tear gas, pepper spray, and rubber bullets on crowds, hitting protesters, bystanders, and journalists, as well as claims of inhumane treatment at this Broadview ICE facility. Now, Illinois Governor J.B. Pritzker saying that he has heard from media sources that Secretary Kristi Noem will be in the Chicagoland area, and he is calling on her to take questions from the press about accountability, specifically about families being torn apart, about inhumane treatment at this facility, and many other things as well, Anna. Now, we also know that the village of Broadview has opened 3 criminal investigations into this ICE activity here, focusing on chemical agents, physical harm, and even verbal abuse of local police officers. The mayor and police chief are demanding an end to what they call state-sanctioned violence.
ICE has to stop unprovoked chemical arms attacks on peaceful protesters and on journalists. This behavior is not normal. This is not Putin's Russia. This is the United States of America.
ICE officials have pushed back on these claims from Broadview, specifically the mayor saying that she is distorting reality, and ICE officers are trying to protect this facility and their officers, who they say are dealing with a skyrocket and a skyrocket of assaults against officers, especially immigration ones. Anna?
Yeah, and look, we're hearing from the Department of Homeland Security, too. They're saying they condemn violent acts against all federal law enforcement yesterday, talking about Illinois, here in Illinois, because criminal illegal aliens, as they say, use their vehicles as weapons against federal law enforcement. Mills, thank you so much for your report.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe below and download our NewsNation app right now on your phone, and you will get fact-based, unbiased news for all Americans.